चार जन एपटे बस बार बार आप किस लिए भाई वो मेरा काम नहीं है, आपको देखना है। और ये इतना इधर क्यों बैठा हुआ है? तो बोला था, मैंने क्या बताया था, बर्थडे 20 के टाइम पे बैठी। और वो देखो, सुनो इंग्लिश, वो बंदे को उधर बैठना था, वो किधर बैठ गया? और उधर डी वाला किधर है बंदा? 12 गिनो, मेरे को 12 से कम लगता है इसलिए फटाफट दे। फाइन नो, फ्रेम इज गुड ना गाइस? आप लोग इधर आ जाओ, आप लोग इधर आ जाओ, लाइन के अंदर नहीं घुसना, आप थोड़ा पीछे। पीछे करो और वो गेट बंद करवाओ सामने से, गेट बंद। ये खड़ा ना भाई साहब, इसको ये ऑरेंज क्यों दिया है? लेकिन
सर इसका एक कम है,
ये बिब इनके लिए है, ये उतारो और ये अब आप पहनो, चेंज करो भाई साहब। हेलो, हाँ वो बिब ग्रीन आपके लिए आया है, वो एक्स्ट्रा था इसलिए उनको दिया है।
सर थोड़ा वो
अच्छा ऑफिशियल फोटोग्राफर है ना?
हाँ
भाई वो आए हैं, किधर आप? आप अंदर आओ ना।
ऑफिशियल कौन है आप में से? आप ऑफिशियल नहीं है?
ये है फिर।
हाँ तो पहने रखो उसको, बिब देना है भाई, ये ग्रीन वाला उतारो आप, और ऑरेंज बिब लेके आओ अंदर से।
नहीं मैं स्पोर्ट्स ओडिशा का ही हूँ।
हाँ तो स्पोर्ट्स ओडिशा को क्लब्स के लिए ऑरेंज कलर का है, ग्रीन वाला AFF ऑफिशियल फोटोग्राफर के लिए। और जल्दी बोलो, -10 हो गए। फिर आप क्या पहनोगे? बिब चाहिए आपको ऑरेंज? ठीक है, मांगो जल्दी। साई ऑरेंज बिब दो इनको, जल्दी। इनके पास ही होते हैं, ये उसको दे देंगे और इन दोनों को ऑरेंज पहनना है। जो ग्रीन ये वाला बिब है ना, जो AFF से फोटोग्राफर आएगा उसके लिए, क्लब को अपना ऑरेंज कलर का अलग से रखना है। भाई साहब आपको भी, और आज के मैच में चला लेंगे क्योंकि एक ही का ज़रूरत है ना, तो उसलिए मैंने उसका करवाया। नेक्स्ट मैच में ध्यान रखें, ठीक है? पहले से ऑरेंज पहन।
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're live here from the Capital Football Arena in Odisha for this game between Sports Odisha and East Bengal. promises to be a cracking game. We've already had 2 games this season. Setu and Gokulam ended in a stalemate 0-0. And yesterday we had Kickstart beating Hops FC away from home in Delhi by 3-0. Are we going to see yet more goals in this game here today from Odisha? Well, it is Sports Odisha against East Bengal. And I do have my co-commentator with me, Junaid Ahmed. Junaid, I hope you're doing fine. How are you doing, my
Hi,
friend?
Joel, and hello and welcome to all the viewers joining in. A game of 2 equals, if I may call it, because both teams finished with almost identical numbers in the last season.
We are thinking
And,
we'll go step by step, like this is the first match for us, and we doesn't know about the East Bengal strategy and all, because we'll be playing first match, and we hope our players they are really doing great, and we'll be giving our best, and we hope for the 3 point.
How is your preparations going for IWL?
Honestly, I'm telling, we didn't get much time for the preparation because all the girls, they were busy with the national games and senior national, so we got only
both teams did finish in the quarter-final in the last edition. East Bengal losing out to Setu, and Odisha, Sports Odisha, beg your pardon, losing out on penalties to Eastern Sporting Union. Where there you see the dressing rooms, and here's the arrivals including the other teams featuring today.
Squeeze होके रहो उनके साथ because teams will enter from this area.
So as we see the teams entering the ground, we saw the Sports Odisha head coach discussing how they didn't get a lot of preparation because some of their players were in the nationals, the equivalent of the Santos Trophy, etc., etc. So that's going to be interesting take to see how they perform in this game today. We are going to be hearing from the East Bengal coach now.
Is to win only. I think we have started our first match, and first match is always difficult, but win is the first and foremost criteria.
Okay, so how is your preparations going on for IWL?
Yeah, it's preparation. We have started. We have taken a good preparation. We have played local league matches, and it's good.
Do you think that this match would be a most prominent one for you?
Definitely. There, Odisha is also a good side, good opponent. In IWL, it's all are good. So it should be a good match.
Welcome teams of
So welcome.
Sports Odisha and East Bengal FC.
So, we heard there from the East Bengal head coach. He's had good preparation, not complaining about that. So it promises to be a very interesting game between Sports Odisha and East Bengal, live here from the capital football arena in Odisha. It's going to be a cracker-jacker of a game, and well, just like I said, alongside me I have Junaid Ahmed with me. We will be talking about the lineups shortly. So here we have Sports Odisha. Das in goal, Munda Saha, Jainshi, Tanti, Kumari, Mins, Mara, Sahu, Nayak and Naik. Reserve Bharati Das, Ganju, Hembra, Maji, Bishi, Nayak, Kishan, Oram, Nugun and Mundari. The head coach Paramita sits.
We now invite the chief guest of today's match, Mr. Ranjit Parida, Joint Secretary, Sports and Youth Services Department, Government of Odisha.
And yes, we do have the guest of the day, Mr. Ranjit Parida, who is a Joint Secretary, Sports, the Youth Services Department of the Government of Odisha. He's here shaking hands with the ladies before the game kicks off. So we've seen the Sports Odisha lineup. Now we will be also seeing the East Bengal starting 11. That will be with us shortly. Of course, Odisha are in red, Sports Odisha are in red, and East Bengal are in white. The away kit. As both sets of players shake hands with the officials and with each other. We do hope it's another clean game. It has been a very clean league so far.
Yeah, Odisha group photo, yeah.
And the lineups for East Bengal: Melody in goal, Trisha, Mowgli's, Sahina, Sarita, Prameshwari Devi, Cindy, Sati, Mamata, Devi, and Sibani, and Toibisana, Tulsi, Michelle, Balamurugan, Sushmita, Menaka, Sulanjana, Mamani, Mamata, Siriya Tapa on the bench. So all 22 players are already set. The referees: Pooja S, Abhirami T, Presila Tamang, fourth official Seng Hang Ma Suba. So that is the refereeing quartet and the 22 ladies that will be taking part in this game between Sports Odisha and East Bengal, live from the Capital Football Arena here in the state of Odisha, which has, well, gradually become the sports hub of Indian sports, not just football. So I do welcome my co-commentator Junaid Ahmed to the fray. Junaid, a very warm welcome. It's always a pleasure here to be here with you, commentating with you. How are you feeling for this game? What is perhaps the expectations from both of these sides?
Pretty excited for this one. Sports Odisha versus East Bengal FC. These two teams faced off in the previous edition in the group stages with the Sports Odisha defeating East Bengal FC by 2-1. Both the players who got on the score sheets are not featuring today, but I'm pretty excited for two Nepalese girls for Sports Odisha featuring in this starting 11. There's Rashmi Kumari as well as Amrita Jeshi from Nepal. With their presence, Rashmis have scored 15 goals in 9 appearances in the National Women's League in Nepal, whereas Amrita Jesi has managed to appear on the score sheet 4 times in her 8 games. We're pretty excited for this one, and we hope it goes all the way, like we did see yesterday, wherein Kickstart got the league kick-started, if I could say so, and we are in for a cracker of a game.
So Sports Odisha are in red and East Bengal are in white. For all of you joining us now, it might be confusing because obviously East Bengal's home jersey is red and orange, or red and gold. That's why they are called the Red and Gold Brigade. So just to clarify that, Sports Odisha are in red, that is their home jersey, and East Bengal are in white. And once again, just to clarify, it is Sports Odisha and not Odisha FC, the ISL side. So just informing all of you guys over there watching on our YouTube channel and perhaps on TV and so forth, just so that everything is crystal clear before we start with this game of football between Sports Odisha and East Bengal. The IWL 23-24 season continues motoring along. This is the 3rd game of the campaign, and the Sports Odisha kick us off here at the Capital Football Arena in the state of Odisha, which has gradually, Junaid, become the hub of Indian sports, if I'm not mistaken.
You are absolutely crack on with it. I have been commentating on this very ground for quite a while, not just football, but the other games as well. And it's good to see the government taking the initiative. And it's the first time in the IWL a state government owns a football team, Sports Odisha.
And how do you see that that obviously the benefits of all that with regards to not just football, of course, but other sports in the state of Odisha, in the country of India? How is that benefiting? Let's just talk about the young ladies here right now, the Sports Odisha side in red. How will that benefit them on the long run?
That's going to be a major motivating factor for all the girls, even the boys coming from the distant corners of the state to come here, learn the art, be a part of it, and eventually go on to make it big and realize their dreams, represent the country, and so on and so forth, basically. And the government has contributed significantly in the development of not just football, like you mentioned, but
well, that is the first goal of the game already after 2 minutes. I'm sorry I had to cut you off there, Janae, but that was a delightful cross in. And the first goal of the game for East Bengal inside 2 minutes. And, well, that's not the start that Sports Odisha would have wanted. And that is precisely the beginning for East Bengal. It was Sibani with the goal, number 7, a real poacher's effort. She was at the right moment, at the right place, at the right time to slot that ball back in. And here comes Sports Odisha, though. End-to-end stuff here, Junaid. What is happening?
that was the goal even before I could sip in my coffee. A brilliant start to the game. And what more? 1-0 East Bengal. I'm pretty sure the Bunker Biswas would be very happy with the start the girls have given the team.
I mean, you have to question the marking. Here comes East Bengal again on the charge. Sports Odisha are all over the place. Chance for a second. And the goalkeeper this time, the goalkeeper Spandita Das smothers the ball there. But it's been a fantastic start of the game for East Bengal. I mean, it's literally the perfect start for them. And for Sports Odisha, well, it's a bit of a humbling moment, isn't it? They're playing at home in front of a crowd of supporters here in the ground, and they're trailing already inside 2 minutes. That must have been a bit of a cold water shower, as we say back in the UK. A bucket full of cold water, wasn't it, Junaid?
It was, well, let's go through the formation they have set up. They're playing a 4-3-3 with Sushmita, Amrita, Shubhani, and Suhasini, I guess, and Ramini at the back. There's Monica, who's playing as a DM in this lineup with Gianni and Rashmi playing as centre mids. We've got Monisha to the left and Subhadra to the right with Deepa playing through the centre.
So the lineups are all done there, but what I can say is that East Bengal have come out firing on all cylinders here today, and Sports Odisha, well, perhaps what the coach has said now is starting to ring true in my mind. The Sports Odisha coach was saying, or was bemoaning, that they didn't really have a lot of, how should I say, games together before the season started, because many of the players were in their respective senior state teams playing in the Santos Trophy, the women's edition, right? So perhaps what she was saying was true. It was more like a warning saying, hey, don't expect much from us because our players were not here with us for these training sessions. Meanwhile, the East Bengal coach said that they were having a very, very good preseason. So, I mean, it's showing, isn't it, Junaid? Sports Odisha have started a bit lackluster, a bit lax days ago. And East Bengal have begun on all cylinders firing. Or firing on all cylinders, sorry.
Yes, you're right, because these girls have enjoyed a good run of form as far as East Bengal FC is concerned. They are participating in the Kanyashree Cup in Bengal, and they are in the semi-finals. They have been runners-up, beg your pardon, they have been champions in the previous edition, and they look all set to go on and make it 2 in a row. Well, for Sports Odisha, like the coach did mention, most of the players were a part of the winning team that won the medal in Goa in the 37th National Games Championship there. Yes, they are a bit rusty, but still first game for all these girls, and I'm pretty sure they're going to come better. Still a long, long way to go in the game. It's just 6 minutes that have been ticked off from the clock.
Well, I mean, it cannot get any worse than that for a start, right? I mean, you concede inside 2 minutes, inside that time frame, and at home, and you know it can't literally get any worse than that. So things can only literally get better for Sports Odisha. But I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with the organization from this East Bengal side. I mean, Sports Odisha, as you've rightly mentioned, many of the players were playing in the equivalent of the Santos Trophy for the women's edition, and many of them won the trophy. So they know their style of play. They have played together for a long time already. So to be fair with you, I don't think that can really be used as an excuse. But nonetheless, East Bengal, as you've also pointed out, Junaid, they have been playing in the local tournaments. The coach did say that in the start of the press conference, that they have been playing in local leagues and local tournaments, and they look like a well-oiled machine, don't they?
They are. They have goal scorers left, right, and center. They have been prolific as far as their goal-scoring prowess is concerned. East Bengal. They have put in performances, even in the Kanyashree Cup. They've got players sitting on the bench as well who could come back and score. There's Tulsi. I'm quite surprised to see Tulsi Hebram and Sulanjana Rao not starting in the 11th today. But who complains when they are 1-0 up already in the span of 7 minutes?
Well, I'm pretty sure the coach won't be complaining about that. That was a free kick. And I also have to praise, give praise to these three clubs from the I-League and the ISL that they have teams in the men's division with regards to East Bengal, Odisha, and Gokulam Kerala, because they're also really nurturing women's football in a way that other clubs should also follow suit. I mean, it would be fantastic if we could see all the other I-League clubs and the ISL clubs following East Bengal and Odisha's initiative and Gokulam Kerala's initiative of having a women's football team also. That would be fantastic for the sport, and it would just give it a further jab, a further boost to the environment of women's football, because at the end of the day, women's football is no less than men's football. In fact, I always stress this here in India, the women's national team is ranked higher than the men's national team. So you have to give credit and praise to the women's football national football team, and also the women's teams, be it different clubs like Kickstart, Sports Odisha, of course, Odisha from the ISL, East Bengal from the ISL, Gokulam from the I-League, Kickstart, Hops FC, and so forth. I mean, every single club, in my view, should have a women's football team. That would be the epitome of women's football. I mean, I don't know if you agree or disagree, Junaid, but that's just my own personal opinion. I really want to see women's football thrive in India, because I can sense the potential it really clearly has.
You're absolutely right in there. There are other clubs as well. Lords FA, there's a Rising Star, number of clubs, and football for women in India is just going to go upwards from here on. If you have heard about the collaboration between Tottenham Hotspur and Kickstart there, that was...
Do we know more about that collaboration? Do we know more about that? Is it,
yes,
I mean, what's that collaboration about?
So there's a partnership that's going to be, that was signed between Tottenham Hotspur and Kickstart FC. Osvaldo Ardiles and Ledley King were in the country in November, and Tottenham Hotspur are going to provide the technical support required to develop the training curriculum for Kickstart, and there will be also, I won't exactly call it an exchange program, but the girls and boys for Kickstart will be traveling to London for training with the youth team, as well as getting to play some matches against the youth team of Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, that is a fantastic initiative. That was another good opportunity there for East Bengal. There was a very nice run down the flank, and well, that shot went just wide. But it's always fantastic to see, that initiative of having those collaborations, those partnerships, feeder clubs, as they say back home in the UK, and perhaps Kickstart FC can become a feeder club for Spurs with regards to Indian ladies football talent. I mean, definitely they played really well yesterday against Hops FC, so I don't see a reason why we couldn't be seeing Indian football players, ladies, play in the Premier League of Women's Soccer League in England. in the UK. So, I mean, that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely amazing to have one or two players playing at that level alongside other fellow international players. So, I mean, the scope for potential for improvement is just mesmerizing. I mean, Arsene Wenger came here and said, it would be criminal, he said, I think, something like that, if he was in charge of football in FIFA and he didn't pay attention to 1.4 billion people. So that's the word he said, not me. That's what he said. I think it would be criminal, he said. Well, I agree with him. It would be criminal if the potential is untapped here in the Indian
Did
subcontinent.
say that, and
Ball is with
he
Sports
even
Odisha.
mentioned it's a gold mine waiting to be explored, is what he also mentioned, and rightly so, because there's a lot of talent down here in this part of the world waiting to be explored. We are in the process. There is new talent coming up every year with a lot of leagues being played around, and we are right in the middle trying to unearth the hidden gems we have to offer from the IWL.
That is our aim of broadcasting this event, is to obviously promote women's football as best as we possibly can. And we do that by obviously providing the games and by providing commentary. We do strive to be as entertaining as possible, mixing it with a little bit of facts and a little bit of truth behind the scenes. So I do hope that you guys are enjoying yourselves watching this game and listening to Mr. Junaid and myself, obviously, on our comms. It's always a pleasure representing you guys, the fans, the audience, watching at home or wherever you are watching on our YouTube channel. Just enjoy the game and keep on supporting women's football, because that is what is ultimately going to take women's football in India to the next level, to the next stage. Ball is with East Bengal, of course. If you're joining us now, East Bengal are in white. They are playing in their away kit, so there's no confusion. Sports Odisha are in red. And again, to avoid further confusion, Sports Odisha is not the ISL side. That is Odisha FC. Sports Odisha is, of course, the government-owned state team from Odisha, as Junaid rightly pointed out before. So, Junaid, we talked about the teams. We talked about the formations before. As you see Cindy there, the East Bengal player, and Trisha, the captain. How impressed are you with this East Bengal start to this game?
It's been pretty impressive. Have dictated the terms. The ball has been kept in just one side, on just one side of the pitch so far. There haven't been enough balls fed into the likes of Manisha Naik and Subhadra Sahu, who are playing on top of the pitch for Sports Odisha. They have been dominant for the first 15 minutes of the game so far.
They have been dominant itself, and the referee has blown for a free kick there on number 24. So Deepa Nayak is down injured. She's going to require a little bit of medical attention. We did see some crunching challenges yesterday, especially from Frederica when they were losing by 3-0. As you see the possession there, 59%, 41 for East Bengal. Well, they're signaling for a change here. Yep, they're signaling for a change. Number 24, Deepa Nayak, was looking like she's unable to continue. Big change upcoming now for Sports Odisha. How is this going to affect them? How is this going to influence the team?
It did surely well, because still early days in the game, 16 minutes off the clock, and a forced change. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be Pratima Oram who's going to take her place, because both these players play forward in Sports Odisha setup.
That's a yellow card. That is a yellow card. I mean, I can't believe the referee hasn't given a yellow. That's late. She's really injured her opponent there. And we saw yesterday Frederica escape a red card, which was a blatant red card. That was a blatant yellow. That was late. I mean, we always praise the refereeing display, but that was a bit of a late challenge, wasn't it?
It was, and you could see on your screen as Pratima Sith the coach of Sports Odisha.
Well, we do hope sincerely that Deepa Nayak is not severely injured, but by the way that she fell, you can always tell when a player really is injured because when they fall to the ground, they immediately just stay there. I mean, I've experienced that twice playing football. I've broken my cruciate ligaments twice. And the moment that happened, I couldn't move. I mean, and you see all these players rolling around in the ground and, shouting and screaming and doing 50 backflips and 20 somersaults. That's not reality. That's just trying to buy a free kick. When you're really injured, you don't even move. I can tell you that from experience. As number 6 comes on, Hembram comes on for Deepa Nayak. So Hembran comes on. So whenever you do see a player who's being tackled and remains on the floor motionless, that's when you have to worry, because those are the worst kind of injuries. And we do sincerely hope that Deepa Nayak is safe and sound by the end of the day. Ball's gone out of play for a throw-in for Sports Odisha. 18 minutes in the game, Junaid. 1-0, a goal inside the first minute by Sibani, number 7. What's your take on this initial 18 minutes of the match?
It's been completely one-sided so far. Well, they'll have to try and create more opportunities, Sports Odisha, and we haven't seen that so far from them. There's just been dictation that is coming from one side of the pitch, like I mentioned earlier. It's East Bengal FC, who have been completely authoritative. They'll have to try and make things happen, try and play those telling ball, those decisive deliveries up front on the other side of the pitch, get Manisha and the rest involved. There's Deepa, there's Subhadra. We haven't seen them touching the ball quite often in the first 19 minutes or so. Well, you'll have to be there and thereabout and try and score the next one if you want to end up on the right side of the results. It's a good start for EBFC. Let me tell you, the last season they played against Gokulam Kerala in their first fixture and was taken to the cleaners by Sabitra Bhandari again. You have to keep mentioning Sabitra Bhandari with the amount of work she has done at the IWL. It's a good start, getting on the right side of results this time around if it stays this way. But still, a lot more to go in the game. 70 minutes more to be played. Anything can happen. 1-0 lead is always slender.
So, Junaid, we saw in the background that we can see it there, Grassroots for a Billion, the Blue Cubs program. I don't know how informed you are of the Blue Cubs program or not, but I really do think it's a fantastic initiative. The grassroots level in India definitely needs to be tapped into. As Arsene Wenger said, it is a gold mine. And let's not forget, not just for boys, but for girls, yes, for young girls, that we can see the potential that they have. I mean, I've been here in India for the past 8 years already, in various different states, working for various different football clubs. And the amount of potential I see, the amount of rough diamonds I see is just incredible. The only problem is that along the years, and things have improved dramatically now, but over the years, the infrastructure needed to be improved, and so did the grassroots coaching needed to be improved. And now, with a significant push to improve those two things, then I really do see the football of India, the Indian future, both men's and women's football, to just take a cataclysmic jump into the future forward. I mean, there's no reason why India cannot be competing against the likes of Japan, against the likes of Korea, against the likes of Saudi Arabia and Iran and Iraq in football, both men and women's football. And then eventually take it further and compete against the South American and European countries. There's no reason why that cannot happen. All we have to do here in India is just get everything sorted out. And that is where we have to praise the AIFF for the work that they're doing, bringing the likes of Arsene Wenger here to India, shining his extensive experience and knowledge on us here, and then obviously starting the academies and so forth. It's fantastic. So that Blue Cubs movement, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, Junaid, your take on all that, please.
You're absolutely right. There has been a lot of improvement coming in football, especially for women as well. I have been working with the sub-junior and junior girls as well, and it's not just the improvement in this infrastructure that is coming. There is a lot of talent as well. So there's only one direction that it could go. It could go. It's just going to be upwards from here on. And like you rightly pointed out, this Tottenham coming in for kickstart. I was also a part of one of another collaborations where Srinidhi Deccan, the I-League team, was involved with Benfica. They collaborated for technical exchange as well as the exchange programs, so to say. So there are a lot of clubs from Europe heading towards this part of the world, and you won't be surprised if you get to see more players from India representing in Europe as well at the club level.
Well, that is the ultimate dream for many of these players, or that should be the ultimate dream for many of these players, to try and make it at the highest level possible. That would be a dream come true for many. For me personally, I'm going to be very honest with you. Ever since I've been here, I've fallen in love with the country, fallen in love with the people here, and one of my dreams is to see India qualify for a World Cup. On merit, obviously, not hosting it, but on merit. That is what we should be aiming for. And I mean, that would be a dream come true, not just for me, but I think for 1.4 billion other people here in this fantastic country called India. That's a long ball there for Sports Odisha. I mean, I hope that we do see that sometime soon. Obviously, the qualifiers, India are facing Qatar, and they're facing Afghanistan and Kuwait. So hopefully we do get some positive results from there. And the women's football obviously also has to qualify, and we do hope sincerely that they do that. So I mean, all to play for in this game, all to play for in a lot of respective fields for Indian football. It's just an exciting time to be a part of Indian football. Wouldn't you agree, Junaid?
Yes, that's right. This is an exciting time to be a part of Indian football in any capacity, be as a player, as a coach, as a commentator, or as a referee for that matter. I mean, this is just going to go in one direction. That is going to be upwards from here on. There's a lot more that's going to come our way with a lot more special programs in the pipeline. We hope it's just going to get better from here on for all the people involved with the beautiful game of football. 25
you said
minutes
it right
into
there,
the
the beautiful
and,
game of football.
Yes, that's right. 25 minutes into the game, and it's still 1-0. EBFC's through number 7, Shibani Devi's goal, leading the game.
I was just echoing your words there, Junaid. The beautiful game of football. It is a game that, you know, we over the course of the years, I mean, I'm 33 years old, and ever since I've known reason, I've always played football. I've always watched football. I've always played games like Football Manager. You know, I always used to prefer Football Manager over FIFA, to be honest with you. So, you know, it's football is just, it's either in the veins or it isn't. And, oh, bit of a mistake there by the goalkeeper. That was a bit lazy there by the goalkeeper, Melody. Well, she survives that bit of a scare. Sports Odisha have the first corner kick of the game. And after 25 and a half minutes, it's 1-0, but Sports Odisha have a chance to settle the score here from a corner kick. As you've seen, the East Bengal players are not the tallest, so perhaps the aerial danger is there. Corner kick coming in swinger. Keeper flapped at it. I did say it. The keeper flapped at that. And it goes out for a goal kick. Sorry, that was a second corner kick for Sports Odisha. So corner kick for, goal kick for East Bengal. We see the ball coming in there. That was dangerous there. A little bit more energy in there from the striker. She would have seen a clear header. Ball with East Bengal. That's number 8, Cindy. Losing the ball in the center circle. Ball back with Sports Odisha, who have settled down now after a bit of a crazy first 15 minutes where East Bengal dominated completely. We haven't seen that same sort of domination over the last 5 minutes, have we, Junaid?
Yes, that's right. I mean, after the early blistering start to the game from East Bengal FC, things seem to have settled down a bit. That should definitely give Sport Odisha, beg your pardon, a chance to try and get things a bit more organized, a bit more sorted, try and get the ball as much as possible in the opposite direction and try and get the players up front involved. Try and get into the second half with an equalizer in your belt.
Well, that is the ultimate goal in the end, to try and get that equalizer as soon as possible. They are playing at home, so as we've been saying throughout the IWL so far in the initial 2.5 games, the home and away advantage, or the home advantage to say the least, is going to be crucial for these games. But to be fair, after watching, seeing the games that we've seen so far, Gokulam and Setu and Hops and Kickstart FC, I really do think, and this is just me perhaps playing a little bit with the words here, it doesn't really have much of an influence from what I've seen so far in the IWL as perhaps it would be in the I-League. I mean, if you travel to a place like Shillong, if you travel to a place like Aizawl or Imphal or Kashmir in the middle of December when it's snowing, obviously you're going to have home advantage. But I think in the IWL, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Junaid, I'm quite possibly might be wrong, but that home and away advantage will not be as significant, maybe, I believe, than perhaps what we see in the I-League or ISL. What do you think?
Well, it's still early days. Like I mentioned, it's just the third game of the I-League, beg your pardon, IWL, and we'll have to wait and see how involved fans get as we go deep into the competition. Still third game of this season, and well, there will be fans involved at some stage. There will be more people flocking those stadiums, trying to build that pressure. They are 12th men for a reason, and won't be surprised getting to the business end. There will be more people turning up to the stadiums and supporting their home teams. So yeah, still pretty early, but yes, things are getting there. It's a good format floated by the federation, and it has been praised by a lot more coaches and players as well, because it's a different experience you get rather than being centralized to one location and playing all your games from there on.
Completely agree with you. But I think you hit the nail on the head. More people have to flock to the stadiums. That's the only way you're going to build up a presence. That's the only way you're going to build up support, a home support. And in order to do that, you have to you have to be promoted. You have to promote the game. You have to put it out there that Indian women's football is happening here in Odisha, happening in Kolkata, happening in Calicut, happening in Delhi, happening in Bangalore, because we want as many people as we possibly can to have the desire to come to the ground and watch the games here, because that is the only way how you build a home support, a home base. And I really do expect, as you rightly pointed out, Junaid, as the games move along and as the word keeps on spreading, louder and wider, that more people will be coming down to the grounds and creating an atmosphere worthy of a top women's division. Ball is with Sports Odisha at the back. Yes, Junaid, please carry on, my friend.
That's right, and I have been following social media handles of all the teams participating in this edition of the IWL. And to be fair to them, they have been proactively involved in promoting the game.
That is the only
That has
way
been
that's...
worked out for a throw in. Yes, they have been actively promoting the games even before, a day before the scheduled match. They are on and about their social media handles, trying to put out posts of the teams practicing the warm-up sessions and everything. So yes, we will get more people involved. There will be more fans involved as we progress in the league, but still early days, like I mentioned before, and it's just going to get better and better as time progresses.
Well, we do certainly hope so, and that would be another fantastic achievement if Indian women's football can rise up to that standard and up to that level. At the moment in time, the football is pretty decent, pretty good, and the teams are playing relatively good football. It just needs a little bit more crowd involvement to be here with us throughout this tournament. But as you rightly said, Junaid, let's hope, fingers crossed, that happens throughout the campaign as more and more home games are played in each of the different cities that we are currently in. So, for example, Setu will be based in Goa, if I'm not mistaken. Gokulam, of course, in Calicut. Hops in Delhi, Kickstart in Bangalore, Sports Odisha and Odisha FC in Odisha. And East Bengal, of course, in Kolkata as that cross comes in. So we do urge all of you guys, if you're watching from home right now and if you're in any of those cities or towns close by, you want to support, you want to watch some decent football, you want to see Indian women's football grow, make your way down to the stadium, watch the games, enjoy Indian Women's League, because at the end of the day, they deserve as much support as anyone else gets. The standard of football is improving. The Indian national women's team is ranked higher than the men's. They have a better chance of qualifying for big major events. So it's only a matter of time that we see all these things happening. So we do need and encourage the support of everyone watching at home. If you're in the cities, just make your way down to the ground, support your ladies team, encourage them on, because God knows we all want this to work, we all want this to progress. So 34 minutes on the clock. It's Sports Odisha 0, East Bengal 1. The goal scorer Shivani, number 7, early on in the game, and it's been the first 15-20 minutes perhaps. East Bengal were shading. Oh, that's a beautiful nutmeg. That was cheeky. And then after the last 50 minutes, I think Sports Odisha have come back into this game. Ball now with East Bengal down the flank. That's number 26, Mamanta. Ball once again with East Bengal, number 17, but that's a misplaced pass by Chati. So, Junaid, after 35 minutes, the tactics, the formations for both teams, I mean, on the paper that we received prior to the game beginning, we have East Bengal playing in a 4-2-1-3 formation roughly, and we had Sports Odisha playing in a 4-3-3 formation. Are we seeing that, or have their respective coaches changed midway through the game?
It looks like it's the same formation that I've seen so far. It's 4-3-3 for Sports Odisha, with 4 at the back, Monika playing as the defensive midfielder, and Gioni and Rashmi playing a bit central, with Deepa, Manisha and Subhadra at the top. For East Bengal, it's Sunita, Sahena, Mungli and Trisha from the back line, with Sathi and Parmeshwari playing as defensive mids. The Siddhi playing through the center, with Shibani to her left, Mamta to her right, and Margaret up top.
Ball is with Sports Odisha, turning and swiveling in the middle of the park, recovered though by number 8, Cindy. Cindy sprays the ball out wide to number 26, that's Mamata. Back to number 17, Sati. Sati, number 55 with a shot, deflection. Could have been tricky for the goalkeeper, but nicely saved in the end.
Missed out on a point there. Deepa was replaced after an injury concern to her by Sumitra Hembram.
Yes, you are correct. There was a change. Hembram came on for Deepa Nayak, number 24. She was injured after what can only be described as a bit of a crunching challenge, which the referee seemed not to even have booked. So that was a bit of a surprise for me personally, but who are we to question the referee's judgment? We're not on the ground. We're not referees ourselves, at least not anymore. I used to referee back home in Gibraltar. Second division football there, men's football. I have to say, Junaid, refereeing is, and again, I talk from experience, it's one of the, if not the toughest job out there. You have to control 22 men, or in this case, women. You have to control both benches. You have to control your emotions, the feelings. You have to read the game, the temperament of the game, the fans. It's very hard, trust me. So I feel a lot of sympathy for the referees. I mean, it's a tough job, isn't it?
It is, and to be fair to them, it's been quite a clean start to the campaign for the first 3 matches so far, barring a couple of decisions, I would say. And they have attended a seminar. They are fresh off a seminar conducted by the Federation in collaboration with Reliance Foundation in Mumbai in the first week of December. So a lot of work has been done, even for the refereeing standards, so to say. And yes, they have been right on top in the first 3 games of the IWL this season.
Bit of an injury there for Manisha again. Seems she took a hit to the face, football, and that's always rather painful. And of course, praise has to go also to the physios who are keeping the players in top condition, looking after their well-being, looking after their fitness, looking after their post-match and pre-match workouts and food and stuff. It's so important to have a good team. It's not just the 11 players that we see on the pitch or the 5 subs coming on. It's not just the coach. It's also the staff involved with the team that does definitely make a difference to a side. The more professional the staff is, the more professional the players usually are. So it just usually rubs down on the players. So it's always fantastic to see the physios working hard to keep the players safe and in tip-top conditions. Sorry. Ball is with Sports Odisha once more, playing the ball forward. East Bengal now on the attack. Look at that pace. Keeper, shot, good save. Cracking save there by Spandita Das. The danger's not over though. That was Devi with the shot for East Bengal. Still laying siege on this Sports Odisha back line. Eventually they clear the ball, and they do. So it is 1-0 still for East Bengal. They had a chance to make it 2. Trisha with the cross, the captain. And that is easy pickings there for the goalkeeper once more from Sports Odisha. So that was a good save there by the keeper, Spandita Das. Impressed with that, Junaid?
Yes, pretty much, and looks like East Bengal have flipped the switch once again in the last couple of minutes or so. They know the importance of getting that second goal. They definitely want to go down into the break, the midway break with 2-0 up. A 2-0 cushion is what they would definitely be eyeing for, and that was a good save in the end, coming from the goalkeeper. And just to carry on the point that you were making about the backroom staff, they are definitely the unsung heroes of any team, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who prepare the players as much as the hard work players put in trying to help them go out there and perform in the middle.
So you were talking about a 2-goal cushion. 2-0 is usually always considered the most dangerous scoreline, because when you're 2-0 up, you usually tend to relax a little bit. I've been in that position before many a time. you tend to just put your foot off the gas a little bit, and you tend to relax. And that's when the opposition can then exploit your weaknesses. And trust me, once you score one, the onus is on you to score a second, and the whole momentum shifts. So 2-0 is perhaps one of the most dangerous score lines there is around, because when it's only 1-0, you can't relax at all, Junaid. And well, I mean, as the saying goes, you know, it's 2-0 is, wow, the trickiest score you can have. Ball is with Sports Odisha, trying to build up from the back. That's number 5. That is Jaishi from Nepal. Long ball forward. Half cleared, sliced into the Odisha skyline. Nice control there. Sports Odisha still have the ball. That's number 6. Nice little mazy run. Cleared away eventually though by East Bengal. Just 3 minutes left of the game. This is number 75. That's Margaret, who hasn't really had much to do about nothing in this game. But she's still a dangerous player, isn't she, Junaid?
Yes, and by the looks of it, this game is warming up to be an exciting one. Getting into the next half of it, it's going to be a frantic finish if it stays this way, because 1-0 is, like we mentioned earlier, so it's always way too slender in the end, and you never know, because it has caught up a bit of a tempo in the last 5 minutes or so, and if it stays this way, never know. There could be goal coming from any side of the pitch.
Ball is once again with Odisha. East Bengal recovering possession. Nice battle in the middle of the field, and the referee was on top of that like a hawk and gives a free kick for East Bengal. The foul on number 55, Prameshwari. So as we go into the halftime interval, Junaid, as is customary whenever we're doing commentary, put your coach's hat on for a minute or so. Have a minute to tell me what you think the Sports Odisha coach will be telling his her ladies at the halftime interval.
Well, the way I see it, Joel, they have got their best 11 in the middle there, trying to perform. Well, they'll have to believe in themselves. That's definitely going to be the first thing, and try and get the players up top involved as much as possible. And there'll have to be more balls coming in from Rashmi and Gianni towards Manisha, Deepa and Subhadra. They haven't had received enough service so far in the match. For East Bengal, I think there's still more to come from them as far as the number of goals are concerned, because they've got 2 dangerous players in Tulsi Hebram and Shulanja Raul still sitting on the bench. I'm pretty sure they are going to get involved at some stage by the Bankar Biswas.
So that is Junaid, of course, with his expert opinion and thoughts, and I really do appreciate and value them a lot. He does add a little bit of masala to the whole equation here, with myself included. So I do appreciate that, Junaid. And well, we are going to have, I believe, 3 minutes of additional time. So 3 more minutes for East Bengal to try and get a second goal before the interval, and for Sports Odisha to try and level the game. I mean, Sports Odisha began slowly the first 15 minutes, but they've gradually come into this game, and they've gradually started to control a little bit of the tempo of the match and a little bit of the facets of this game, like the penetration and so forth in this game. So the coach can be relatively happy with the way that they're doing things, even if they're trailing by 1-0. The East Bengal, of course, I believe the coach will be ecstatic, because you know, they're leading away from home 1-0. They are playing some very good football. They've had some very good chances. So I genuinely think that East Bengal will be the happiest set of players going into the halftime break. Although, Junaid, football is a funny old sport and a game of 2 halves, as we colloquially say. So it'll be surprising, or it'll be interesting, sorry, to see how Sports Odisha react to the second half, how East Bengal react. And yeah, I mean, still have a lot of time left in this game. But as things stand, East Bengal are leading by 1-0 against Sports Odisha. And it was a goal scored by number 7, Shivani. Chance here for East Bengal again. Sports Odisha now looking for a quick break. Ball gets played forward. And I'm sorry to bring this up, Junaid, but I know you're going to be a very unhappy person today. Arsenal, of course, lost the leadership yesterday in the Premiership, lost against Aston Villa, and are now behind the mighty Reds Liverpool Football Club. So I'm not going to ask you how you feel about that, my friend, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be distraught about that.
It wasn't a pleasing night for me because I was watching the game. I wanted Liverpool to go down. Crystal Palace was up one side, and I was ecstatic. I was actually preparing for a good weekend, perhaps, and then it all fell flat in the end. And I didn't expect Arsenal to come back and score at least an equalizer and take a point away from Villa, but wasn't the case to be. But the game goes on, we live on, and still we are there and thereabout. See what happens.
Well, to be fair with you, I think our weekend has been fantastic. We've covered the 3 IWL games and we've seen some fantastic football. So with regards to the Indian Women's League, we've had a tremendous weekend, and I've loved absolutely every single second of it. Of course, the cherry on top would be tonight, Luton beating Man City. That is what miracles are there for. So we are going to go into the half-time break. Referee's had a glance at her watch. It's already 20 seconds past the 3 minutes that she added on, and it's been a decent game of football, and the IWL continues motoring along. It is East Bengal 1, Sports Odisha 0. Ball now for East Bengal, though, into the box. Chance for a second. Oh, what an opportunity that was for East Bengal there to try and make it 2-0 and take that second goal into the break. So 1-0 at the halftime interval. It could have, probably should have been 2 for East Bengal there. So Sports Odisha can take solace on the fact that they're still just trailing by 1-0. So we're going to see some stats now, which our co-commentator Junaid Ahmed will be explaining about. Firstly, the goal of Shibani. Junaid, all yours.
Right, 1-0 is the scoreline at the midway break. East Bengal start enjoying 57% of the ball compared to 43 for Sports Odisha. 5 shots taken by East Bengal with 3 landing on target compared to 2 by Sports Odisha with just on target. 3 and 4 fouls for both the teams. Well, those are the shots taken. Manisha Naik with 1 from within the box and 1 from 30 yards out. And for East Bengal, there have been 5 shots taken, 2 for Devi, 1 for Sindhi, 1 for Mamta from inside, and 1, the goal scored by Shibani from close range. Those are the fouls. 3 fouls committed by Sports Odisha, Mara, Naik, and Sahu. For East Bengal, Devi, Sarita, and Trisha committing 1 foul each.
So guys, we will be taking a short break, leaving you with the highlights of the first half. Do join us back after 10 to 12 minutes for the continuation, the resumption of this cracking game between Sports Odisha and East Bengal. Just a reminder, East Bengal leading by 1-0.
भोकवा ऐसा दिख रहा हूँ
क्यों काट दिया डैडी?
So we are back here for the start of this second half, and there's been a substitution for
The substitution for
Sports Odisha.
jersey number 26, Gianni Ramching Mara, replaced by Janabi Kishan, jersey number 15.
So number 15 has come on for number 26.
Jersey number 77, Kamini Munda, replaced by jersey number 32, Shivani Mundari.
So Munda and Mara are out, and number 15 and number 77 are in here for Sports Odisha as we kick off in this second half here at the Capital Football Arena in Odisha for this third IWL game of the season. So some substitutions for Sports Odisha. Junaid, what do you make of that?
It looks more like a formational change, if I may call it. Sports Odisha. Well, it hasn't gone from bad to worse. To be fair to them, because they conceded the goal early on in the match and have been trying to chase the game from there on.
East Bengal on the attack. That shot, that was a decent save though by the keeper Spandita Das. So a double substitution. The coach for Sports Odisha playing the field, playing the cards and trying to change the whole scenario in this game. So let's see how that pans out for the ladies in red today. Reminder, Sports Odisha are in red. East Bengal are in white, their away jersey, their away kit. So what do you think was happening in that dressing room, Junaid? What do you think both coaches said to their players?
Well, for East Bengal, it must have been an easy sort of a conversation because they have a lot of firepower still sitting out on the bench, and it's going to be way too difficult once they unleash the likes of Tulsi Hebram and Sulanjana Raul, because these girls have been absolutely prolific in terms of scoring. They have racked up goals in Kanyashree Cup even this season. Sulanjana, let's put it that way, she has been their top scorer so far in the league, in the Kanyashree Cup, beg your pardon, and Tulsi Hembram with a close second on with 23 goals. For Sports Odisha, well, they are missing out on an important player. The Nepalese international Rekha Paudel. I did try to get some information on her, but couldn't quite get it where she has gone exactly, or if she's nursing an injury. Scored 4 goals in the previous edition. Resting on how Manisha Naik approaches this the coming 45 minutes. Yes, it hasn't been easy so far for them, but like I mentioned earlier, it hasn't gone from bad to worse for Odisha. They have to believe in themselves, keep the ball there and thereabout, try to get those balls through to the players playing further forward on the pitch, and make things happen and make it happen a bit quicker, because this game is going to slip away if it stays this way. And once the other forwards, if they get some sort of a game time for East Bengal FC.
Interesting analysis as always there, Junaid. Much appreciated as East Bengal come forward. That ball goes out of play for a throw-in for Sports Odisha. That's a nice little bit of skill there. We call that in Spanish un sombrero. A sombrero means like a hat. So whenever someone does those kind of things, place the ball over the other person's head, we call it un sombrero, a hat. So interesting terminology there that we use in Spain, of course, in the Latin language and Spanish language. Ball is with East Bengal. Number 7, that's Shibani, the goal scorer. Comes forward, looks for the cross. Not a bad one, but cleared away though by Sports Odisha. Headed back to number 52 as they recycle the ball. That's Sarita. Shibani once again with another cross, but cleared away by Sports Odisha. But East Bengal starting this second half as they began the first with a lot of a high tempo, good pressing up the field, and enforcing like a stranglehold, like a choke on the Sports Odisha style of play, which we believe has been influenced by this superb tactical display so far by East Bengal. Although here comes Sports Odisha on the counter-attack. That's good defending though. Ball is cleared away eventually. Throw in though for Sports Odisha deep inside East Bengal territory. So you mentioned about the players on the bench for East Bengal. Anyone on the bench, we've already seen 3 players subbed on for Sports Odisha. Anyone that catches your attention there on the bench, Junaid?
Well, yes, we've got a couple of players on the bench for Sports Odisha as well. There's Sumitra Hebram, scored in the previous IWL. There's Pratima Oram as well, who plays as a forward in this unit. There's Bharti Das. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out, because the coach did mention before the kickoff, most of the players are coming back from the national games, and looks like maybe a bit rusty to begin with, a bit fatigued. You never know, because they do have options out there, and who could come down on the pitch and turn things around.
So substitutions, of course, a pivotal part of this beautiful game called football. If you want an impact change, if you want to change formations, change the way things are going, you always need to have a good, solid squad. And that is what right now East Bengal have. They have firepower on the bench. They have a good coach mentoring them. They have a good balance. I just see them having a good balance this season, and that it will be, I think, as we move along into the deeper end of the league, that's going to be something pivotal to fall back on, to have that sort of balance between attack and defense. And I mean, Sports Odisha have rarely tested the East Bengal goalkeeper, and that is again testament to the good defending and the good tactical awareness and the poise that they've had. That's another nice 1-2. Ball is with Shibani, the goal scorer for East Bengal. Plays it back, another 1-2, but this time there was a bit of a misunderstanding there between Shibani and number 8, Cindy Sulanjana is coming on, number 22.
Jersey number 7, Non-Mekapam Shivani Devi, replaced by jersey number 22, Sulanjana Lal.
So Shibani Devi is substituted the goal scorer after 53 minutes, and Sulanjana, number 22, has come onto the field. Anything of note with that substitution? What's the thinking behind that, Junaid?
Well, they have been absolutely busy with the Kanashri Cup going around, and they might have rested Sulanjana a little bit, because she has, like I mentioned earlier, she scored 14 goals in the previous edition. She's been one of their top strikers this season as well. So now she has got a bit of a game time, and well, that back four of Sports Odisha, they have to be a bit more careful now, because this girl is a live wire. Can turn things around way too quick.
Corner kick for Sports Odisha onto the front post. Cleared away though by East Bengal. Looking for the counter-attack here. They're dangerous in this kind of scenarios, in this kind of situations, but are stopped in their tracks by number 9, Rashmi, the Nepali midfielder, number 9 for Sports Odisha. Ball down the wing, cross incoming, cleared away, only half cleared though. Ball is in the center circle. Sports Odisha looking for an opening, looking for a penetrating pass. Nice little bit of skill. That pass was there, but the weight of the ball was not good, and it allowed the centre-back to eventually clear the ball away. East Bengal once more with possession. Once they get possession, they look down the wing because that's where they have the pace, they have the firepower, they have the speedy wingers. They had Shibani just a few moments ago. Now they have Suranjana, who's also a diminutive, speedy winger that can cause all kinds of problems. Sarita with the throw-in, looking for Subanjana, but that goes out of play. And a throw deep inside Sports Odisha's territory. A moment or an opportunity for East Bengal to try and pin them in their own respective half, although the ball now bobbles out in play for Sports Odisha. It is 1-0 here at the Capital Football Arena in Odisha, a state which has slowly become the centre, the hub of sporting excellence when it comes down to India, and also, of course, of football excellence. A lot of the big competitions and trophies and events, football related, are happening in Odisha, of course, and it's a fantastic initiative taken by the government to promote sport, not just football. Football, though, is a key player when it comes down to Odisha's vision and hopes for sporting future. Ball with East Bengal, that's number 17, lays it off now. Tries a nice mazy run, cleared away though by the centre-back from Sports Odisha. Junaid, 56 minutes in the match. The tempo, let's discuss that. Obviously, we see a lot of football around the globe. The tempo of this women's game in particular, has it improved from the first game and the second game where we saw Setu and Gokulam and Kickstart and Hops yesterday? What do you think?
Well, the first game was an absolute masterclass by Setu. They came to Kerala with a strategy in mind and succeeded in doing so. And yesterday's was more of an attacking prowess from Kickstart FC that we got to see. And today it has been all about East Bengal FC so far. And Sports Odisha, well, if they have to come back in the game, then it has to be right away because, like I mentioned, Sulanjana is down there. She is absolutely fresh from a lot of competitions that she has been part of. She's also scored a resounding hat-trick against Iran in Thailand for India under-17s at the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, round 1. So there's a lot of goals in this East Bengal lineup. So Odisha Sports Odisha, beg your pardon, have to pack a punch and get one back as soon as possible if they want to stay in the game.
And of course, East Bengal are playing with an all-Indian 11, an all-Indian squad, if I'm not mistaken. That is pretty impressive, isn't it, Junaid?
That is absolutely impressive. There are a lot of girls coming from a place called Jhargram in Bengal. Most of the girls coming from that side of the state, and they have made it to the top level, the under-17s, the India under-17s as well, and they have been performing quite well, scoring goals. There have been a few defenders in the lineup as well for India. It's very impressive how things have gone about for East Bengal so far. There's a yellow card, an occasion to number 8, Mantra.
Cindy, Junaid, Sindri. Mantra is the sponsor, but it's okay. We will forgive you for that lapse of concentration. We forgive you, my friend. We forgive you for that lapse of concentration. Imagine all 11 players called Mantra. Junaid, we do love you, my friend. Ball now again with East Bengal looking to score a second goal. Opportunity here, shot! Oh yes! What a fantastic finish, and look at the celebration. Cue the excitement and the joy and the elation for East Bengal. They scored a second goal, and this is exactly what the head coach wanted. A second goal, and it's Devi Kesitramayum with the goal. And East Bengal are leading by 2 goals to nil. It's Margaret, my friends. number 75, with the second goal of the game, and East Bengal in cruise control, Junaid.
They are. This is exactly what the coach wanted, and this is exactly what the coach has got. 2-0 up, and looks like it's going to be early curtains for Sports Odisha. Still time left in the game. There's a lot of time, but they have to show that intent to try and get the ball into the opposition half. That hasn't been the story so far. They have been able to do so, but they haven't been consistent enough, to say the least, so far in the game. But yes, 2-0 lead. They are. There's going to be a bit of a tangible amount of relief as far as East Bengal are concerned now with 2-0 up.
It's a goal for East Bengal FC.
That was a very good finish, I have to say. I'm thoroughly impressed. That was a superb finish into the bottom corner, clipping the post as it went in past the goalkeeper Das. I mean, that was a joy to watch. Here comes Sports Odisha, though. That's going to be a corner kick, I believe. And no, it isn't. It's going to be a goal kick. But that was a really good finish by Margaret, number 75. Low into the bottom corner, away from the outstretched hands of Spandita Das, who could do nothing about it at all. So 2-0, and the possession is also in their favour, 57-43. I mean, when everything goes in your favour, everything goes in your favour, doesn't it, Junaid?
It is. That was a toe poke in the end. She did try to get in between the defenders, but couldn't quite capitalize from the ball coming in from the left side. She's gone down in the pitch. Looks like could have taken a bit of a hammering with when she went through with that shot. Yes, it's
So
been
another bit of an
so
injury.
far so good as far as East Bengal FC are concerned. Haven't put a foot wrong in the game for 61 minutes that have been ticked off from the clock.
So as you rightly said, 61 minutes in the game, and East Bengal are leading by 2-0. It is a superb start to the campaign so far for the Red and Gold Brigade, hailing, of course, from the Mecca of Indian football, Kolkata. It is a very proud city when it comes down to their footballing tradition and footballing roots. Of course, they have their own league, the Kolkata Football League. A lot of teams in Kolkata. East Bengal, of course, one of the big three, alongside Mohun Bagan and Mohammedan. So we are witnessing one of the biggest clubs in Asia compete in the women's division here in the IWL, and it's a pleasure to see this. You know what I would love to see, though, Junaid? I would love to see a derby between East Bengal and Mohun Bagan also in the women's division. Now, that would be a sight for sore eyes, wouldn't it?
That would definitely be a sight for everybody, all the football fans around the country. And the Bunker Biswas comes from that part of the world as well. And he has been a forward for East Bengal as well as Mohun Bagan, and has captained the Bengal side in the Santosh Trophy. I'm quite confused where his loyalties would be if he was to be a coach in that derby, because he's played for both the clubs.
Well, he surely wants his team to win, wouldn't he?
You're right.
So,
there.
ball is back with Sports Odisha. Chance here if they manage to spray the ball down to the wing, but that chance has already evaporated into thin air as the chances for Sports Odisha are evaporating slowly into thin air as time continues to tick on. It's tick-tock, tick-tock. 2-0 for East Bengal here at the Capital Football Arena in Odisha. It's so far a very, very comfortable game for the ladies in white, and they are dictating, dominating every aspect of this game. Ball is with the goalkeeper, bowls it out nicely. Nice weight on that pass there. Another decent ball forward. No, it isn't. Actually, it was a ball straight to the goalkeeper from Sports Odisha, Spandita Das, who's been kept relatively busy. Margaret again with another strike from distance, this time easily into the breadbasket of the Sports Odisha goalkeeper. So it is 2-0 for East Bengal. The goal scorer is Shibani, who's already been substituted, given much needed rest. And of course, Margaret with a very good low rasping finish, which clipped the bottom post and went into the back of the net. So 2-0, 25 minutes still pending here at the Capital Football Arena in Odisha. Junaid, what do you see happening? What needs to happen for Sports Odisha to get themselves back in the game? More substitutions, a tactical tweak. What would you do if you were the coach?
A goal is definitely what I would be eyeing for. And like I mentioned, it's going to be coming from the players who are still on the pitch, because they have made a couple of subs, but that hasn't been fruitful so far for Sports Odisha. Still 25 minutes to go. They have time, but whatever they have to do it right away, because this game is running away from them thick and fast as we see it. Because there haven't been enough opportunities created, or if they have been, then finishing hasn't been up to the mark so far. But yes, still the next goal for me decides where this game heads towards. And if it's from Sports Odisha, then we've got everything to play for the next 20 odd minutes we have remaining in the match.
Rightly said there. The next goal is going to be crucial to determine the outcome of this game. I always say that 2-0 is one of the trickiest scorelines in footballing history. A goal by the opposition completely changes the whole momentum, the whole dynamics of the game. So if Sports Odisha do manage to somehow get themselves back in this match, that is going to cause a lot of headache, a lot of problems for this East Bengal side. Let's not forget, this East Bengal side is a very young side. They have a lot of under 17s and under 19 Indian players, don't they, Junaid?
They have, they've got Hebram, they've got Sulanjana, and quite a few. Most of them played for India under 17s at the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers in round 1 and round 2 in Kyrgyz Republic as well as in Thailand. Yes, it's a pretty young side, and they have a lot of potential going forward, and they've been solid at the back as well. So yes, all in all, a very compact, a very good side, and I would be surprised if they don't qualify through and at least play semi-finals for the talent they have.
That's one of the things that really surprises me about this East Bengal side is the youth that they have coursing through their veins. It's a very young side, as you rightly mentioned, a lot of under 19 and under 17 India players. So, you know, we always talk about experience and how that sometimes trumps youth. But in this game, I think youth is trumping the experience that perhaps these Sports Odisha players have. Coming back from representing the different states at state level in the Santos Trophy and so forth. So it is, for me, a huge test initially for East Bengal to come away from home and obviously don the red and gold. Today it's been white and gold. But to don the East Bengal jersey, that logo and everything that it means, everything that it symbolizes, the weight of that crest etched on your heart is a very big one. As I've said before, East Bengal is one of the biggest sides, not just in India, but in Asia. So that weighs a lot, and some players can't hack it. They put on one of these jerseys and they just cannot hack it. But these young ladies showing how it's done, representing one of the biggest clubs in Asia with tremendous aplomb and tremendous courage, and so far so good, winning by 2-0 away from home. Let's not forget that, without the support of those of that red and gold brigade.
great result as far as East Bengal are concerned. It's a reverse of what we saw last time around when these two teams met at the IWL in the group stages previous season, and it was Sports Odisha who won the game 2-1, and it's 2-0 here at the Capital Football Arena in Odisha.
I mean, the mentality that some of these young players have to be competing at the highest level of Indian women's football must be superb, because, well, it's a tough sport for bowlers. We see another player going down for Sports Odisha, perhaps with cramp, perhaps a muscle issue. Of course, football is a very physically demanding sport. There are a lot of crunching tackles and elbows and kicks and whatnot that goes behind the scenes. The East Bengal head coach, I'm pretty sure that behind that very stern and very serious demeanor lies the happiness of a child. He will be delighted that their team are winning. Wouldn't he, Junaid?
Of course, and this is something that he was pretty sure, absolutely sure about, and it didn't undervalue the abilities Sports Odisha possess, because he knows what he came here to do, and that's exactly what they have done so far. And this is something that he's definitely going to be proud of. Girls with most of them, like I did mention earlier Tulsi Hemram, and the rest starting on the bench, and it was the other strikers who took the center stage today and got the job done. Must be a proud man at the moment, Dipankar Biswas.
Definitely must be. I mean, like I said, one of the youngest squads in the whole IWL, and they've come out here to Odisha, and they're putting on a master clinic in front of these sportia ladies. East Bengal now once again come forward, looking for the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, the third goal that will surely gift them those 3 crucial points to start off with a bang in this IWL 23-24. That ball goes out of play for a goal kick. As you see, the Blue Cubs grassroots 4 billion promotion at the back. Grassroots level, of course, in India is progressing significantly, and a lot of young boys and girls, of course, partaking in that AIFF initiative. A very interesting comment there by one of our YouTube members. Parmeshwari Devi is absolutely balling the midfield. I agree. Wouldn't you agree, Junaid? I mean, Parmeshwari Devi is absolutely balling that midfield. That's a comment from our YouTube chat. What do you make of that? Is he correct or not?
It's absolutely correct. She's run the show completely and has done it from the get-go. Couldn't agree more on that comment. There's going to be more to come from her side as we progress in the league. Still a lot of games to be played at all the venues across the country. You're going to see the likes of a lot of players who've already taken part in the previous 2 fixtures that were played on 8th and 9th as well. A lot of talent at our disposal.
I mean, the way she's controlling that midfield, Parmeshwari Devi, from deep, from the back line, is just absolutely superb. It's been a masterclass. And it's going to be a free kick this time for Sports Odisha. And yes, to all our YouTube subscribers watching this game, I am reading the comments, and I am picking the most, well, the best comments that we can possibly have, of course, to initiate a conversation about a certain subject. So if you do want to initiate a conversation with us here at the Combox, hashtag Ask the Commentator. Be more than happy to talk about the game, talk about women's football, the development of both of these sides, Sports Odisha, of course, and East Bengal. East Bengal flying at the moment here with this 2-0 scoreline against Sports Odisha. 16 minutes left in the game. It's going to be a free kick though for Sports Odisha. Number 5, Jaishi from Nepal will take it. Ball into the box, and that was a poor free kick there by Jaishi, the Nepali centre-back. What do you make about, Junaid, about the final ball? Because that is lacking a lot, I see. The final delivery, the final ball, that creative spark. What do you have to say about that?
Well, that has been missing as far as Sports Odisha is concerned. There haven't been enough final deliveries targeting those girls up front, and that has been a bit disappointing, to say the least, coming from Sports Odisha. Yes, they can get better with it. They'll have to go back to the drawing board and work things out if they are playing the right formation with a couple of players missing from their lineup last season. There have been reinforcements with the two Nepalese girls in their lineup, but yes, there's still a lot of work to be done. Still early days, like we mentioned. First game of the season could be a bit rusty, but yes, they will have to come back stronger in their next fixture.
Riley said that there. They have to come stronger. Look at the possession there, 43-57 for East Bengal. They're dominating the scoreline, dominating possession. And I actually think that this East Bengal side, in reply to one of the comments by Ritankar Dutta, he's asking us what you think about this East Bengal side in the IWL. I think this East Bengal side has the potential to reach all the way, to go all the way. The way that they play today, they defended solidly. They haven't really had any mistakes at the back, and that is something that you have to, of course, take care of. And I really do think that they have the potential to go all out for it this season, or get at least very close to the title. Of course, Gokulam, very experienced side. Setu, very experienced. Odisha have some very good players, I should say cracking players. But East Bengal, you know what they have that others don't have, I think, is that fear of losing. Because when you're young, and most of these players from East Bengal are all under 17s or under 19s, when you are young, you don't have that fear of losing. You have, in Spanish we say desparpajo, which means you have that fearlessness about you, that you go and you play your game and you do this, you do that. Obviously you lack the experience, but you have that panache, that flair. And I think that works nicely for East Bengal because they have that in abundance. And I really do think that they have the potential to reach the latter stages of this IWL and be in contention for the title. I really do think that. What do you think, Junaid? Maybe you have a different opinion to me.
Well, I second that opinion because the most important thing they have is a winning mentality, because these girls have been playing together for quite some time now. And they are already qualified for the semi-finals at the Kanyashri Cup. They have won that tournament last time around, and they have a pretty settled squad. So I would be surprised if they don't go a long way in this league. They've got talent, they have got that potential, plus they have a culture in the club. And when you do have that, and when you have a coach like Dipankar Biswas in that dressing room, then I'm pretty sure they can definitely go a long way. There was a change at the 77th minute mark.
Opportunity though, oh my word, that was nearly a way back in for Sports Odisha. So close yet so far. That was an opportunity there, which hasn't been taken. Oh boy, well that was a good moment and perhaps a lapse of concentration by the East Bengal backline. We haven't seen a lot of that this game. So Sports Odisha perhaps looking to the last 10 minutes of this game. Try and get something out of this. A ball's gone out of play for a goal kick for East Bengal. So it is 2-0. The goal scorers Shibani and Margaret scoring both goals for East Bengal. Shibani, after 1.5 minutes, just merely 90 seconds on the clock, it completely caught all of us stone cold. And, well, East Bengal then in the second half with Margaret scoring an absolute thrilling goal. Absolute belter, as we like to call it, on the commentary circles. But Sports Odisha are spreading this East Bengal back line. A ball gets played in safely into the hands of the goalkeeper. Would you have liked perhaps the East Bengal goalkeeper to have been tested a little bit more, Junaid?
That's right, and she was relatively quiet in the first half, and now it looks like they are trying to spread the ball wide on both sides of the pitch in the last 5 minutes or so. There was a chance created, but well, if you have to stay in the game, then you'll have to convert those 50-50 opportunities that come your way, and on that occasion, Sports Odisha couldn't quite take it in their stride, and well, a goal now would definitely make it for exciting 9 minutes, or a thick bit of it, so to say.
So, as you rightly said, there are 9 minutes left of this encounter. East Bengal have their hands on 3 points at the moment, but things in football can change. They're ever evolving, ever changing, and well, I've seen crazier things than this when it comes down to comebacks. But I have to say, East Bengal look like they have this game in the bag at the moment. It is 2-0 for the ladies in white. See Brahmeshwari there, the number 55. She's been here, there, and absolutely everywhere, dominating the midfield, controlling the tempo, the facets of the game, the aspects, the timing of the runs, the passes, the weight, everything. She has been the heartbeat of this East Bengal side. Any players, Junaid, that you want to highlight so far inside these 82 minutes that have caught your attention, caught your eye? I'll come back to that now. A chance here for Sports Odisha. Ball is still in play. Keeper, though, this time Melody does get that. Junaid, I hope you're with us. Any player that's caught your attention, caught your eye in this initial stages, or in this 83 minutes of the game?
Parmeshwari has run the show for East Bengal. Well, let's make no mistake about it. Shibani has been there and thereabout, because it was that first goal early on in the game that set the tempo right for East Bengal. Yes, Shibani and Parmeshwari have definitely caught my attention as far as the first 83 minutes go. Well, you've got Tulsi Hebram as well out there now. She was substituted in at the 77th minute mark. Margaret was taken out, so I won't be surprised if they would try and get one more into the back of the net and seal the deal for East Bengal. 3 points is going to be all too crucial going into the later stages, and those away 3 points so early in the competition is going to be way too vital for East Bengal FC.
As the sun sets in the beautiful state of Odisha, we are here as the sun is setting on Sports Odisha's hopes of a victory in the first game of this IWL. The sun is setting on a victory for East Bengal as things stand. They are in cruise control, just going through the motions, it feels like. Just keeping themselves to themselves, doing things simple, not causing a lot of problems now for Sports Odisha, but they're just being solid. And that is experience being played here by East Bengal. They're using the knowledge that they have from the international scene and bringing it over here, transmitting it over here to this IWL game. They're just calming the game down, pausing it as much as possible, trying to keep as much possession as they possibly can. Look at that. That's a beautiful ball down the flank. Ball is still in play. Eventually, Sports Odisha managed to clear the ball away. 84.5 minutes, nearly 85. It is 2-0. Were you expecting a result like this? Were you expecting a weekend like this with Gokulam against Setu and Kickstart against Hops, Junaid?
It's been a good start to the campaign for the teams that have been part of so far in the first 3 games. But yes, today I have been a bit disappointed, a tad bit, the way Sports Odisha have played out the 85 minutes so far. There have been chances there and thereabout, but they haven't converted 1 or 2. Other than that, it has been an impressive performance from East Bengal FC as well as Kickstart yesterday.
Replaced by jersey number 23, Pratima Ora.
So Manisha has been replaced by Autumn. So perhaps a last throw of the dice there for the coach for Sports Odisha. Ritankar Dutta on our YouTube channel is asking us to give him an idea of the Gokulam side. Well, mate, they've won the IWL for the last 3 seasons, so they are 3-time champions in a row for a reason. They have a very good team. Although, against Setu, I think they didn't fire on all cylinders. But nothing to take away from that. I still think that Gokulam are going to be there and thereabouts when it comes down to the final standings. So it's going to be a tough proposition. It's going to be, look, it's going to be an interesting league. So far from the 6 teams that I've watched, I've been thoroughly impressed with Setu, of course. I mean, I know what Gokulam bring to the table, but Setu bring a tremendous amount of balance. They have a good defense. They have a fantastic goalkeeper. They have organization. They have discipline, which is fantastic to see. You don't only win football games by playing a 4-3-3 tiki-taka football and moving the ball around. You also win games by performing like that, as we see another double substitution, number 39 and 16 coming on. So that's going to happen there. So Sushmita Amenaka coming on. So another double substitution. When it comes down to Gokulam, of course, they're a very well-known quantity opponent. Everyone knows how Gokulam plays. Everyone knows the coach. Everyone knows what they're all about. They are the equivalent of Man City in this IWL league, so everyone knows what they're all about. With regards to yesterday's games, Kickstart and Hops, I would like to see Kickstart play the likes of East Bengal, the likes of Gokulam, the likes of Setu. That is, I think, where they'll be measured appropriately with regards to that. Hops have a lot to improve on. Of course, it was the first game of the season yesterday for them. Same goes with Sports Odisha, I think. But East Bengal, I've been really impressed with East Bengal. They have been superb today. And I really do think they have tremendous potential in this IWL. Junaid, anything you want to add?
You've been absolutely right with those remarks there. Because, yes, I was way too impressed by the way Setu came to Kerala and got the job done. They have been the team there and thereabout, Setu FC. And, yes, Gokulam, well, they know how to win it. And Setu is not too far behind. And, yes, it was a very impressive show today here by East Bengal FC girls. These are definitely the teams that you would see more often going into the competition. Still early days, like we always mention. Still a lot more games coming your way, and we are in for a very good time as far as the IWL is concerned. A lot of matches. It's going to be brilliant performances coming from these girls.
Opportunity for East Bengal again. That was a decent shot. Not the best of saves. It squirmed beneath her hands. And that goes away out for a throw-in eventually. That was a rather awkward save. Nonetheless, she did make the save, so you got to give credit to her for that. But yeah, it is 2-0 for East Bengal. And just a few minutes left of this encounter. It is going to be an East Bengal win here in the capital football arena in Odisha. They have thoroughly deserved this victory, and they look like perennial title contenders for me. After seeing the 6 teams that we've seen so far in this IWL, of course we haven't seen Odisha FC, the ISL women's team, of course, who also have a lot of potential, if I've read their squad list correct, don't they?
Yes, they've got some lightning quick players on the pitch, and as well as sitting out on the bench. Well, we have yet to see how Gokulam come back in their second game. In comes across and straight at the goalkeeper, this time out safely by Melody on that occasion. We haven't seen the best of Gokulam. His first game, it was 2 points dropped, as I would like to call it, because they were playing at home and something better was expected from them. But yes, still got games to go, still got time. But yes, the way I see it is going to be Gokulam, Setu, East Bengal would definitely be there and thereabout. And the top 3 teams, as far as I see it. What do you think, Joel?
I agree with you. And well, just talking about the fixtures for this coming week. On Thursday, the 14th of December, at 1 o'clock, we have Hops against Gokulam at the Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. So that's going to be an interesting game. This is what we have looking forward now for this week. Thursday, 1 o'clock, Hops against Gokulam. Friday at 3 o'clock, we have the Odisha Derby, Sports Odisha against Odisha Football Club. That will be at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. And then, of course, on Saturday at 3:30, we have Kickstart against East Bengal, live from the Bangalore Football Stadium in Bengaluru. So those are the 3 games. Just a reminder, Hops against Gokulam on Thursday at 1 o'clock. At 3:30 on Friday, we have the Odisha Derby in Bhubaneswar from the Kalinga Stadium. It is Sports Odisha against Odisha FC. And then on Saturday at 3 o'clock, Kickstart FC from Bengaluru against East Bengal in the city of Bangalore. So that's what we have to look forward to. Are you excited for that, Junaid?
Pretty excited. Can't wait for the Odisha Derby, if I may call it so, because 2 strong teams getting head-to-head. And I would also be excited for the Gokulam game. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll have to wait and see how they come up with in their second fixture. Was flagged offside there, the number 22, Sulanjana Rao for East Bengal.
So like I mentioned before during the game, if you are in any of the cities in Bhubaneswar, in Kolkata, in Calicut, if you are in Delhi, in the proximities of the Ambedkar Stadium, if you are in Goa representing Setu, anywhere you are where these 7 teams are playing in, if you are there and you want to come down to the ground, please do so. Show your support for these fantastic ladies playing for their respective clubs. They really do surprise a lot of us, especially if you haven't watched women's football. Well, I suggest you do. The quality is there, and the technical ability, the finishing, everything is obviously there as usual. So urge all of you guys to go down to the ground, watch and support the ladies. And, well, who knows? You might learn a few things about football yourselves, my friends, because they certainly know how to move that ball around and how to play the ball, because at the end of the day, they are utmost professionals here. 30 seconds left. Ball with Sports Odisha. Nice little dink there, header. Looking perhaps for a consolation goal. That ball comes in. Oh! Flashes in front of Melody's eyes, and opportunity goes a-begging once more for Sports Odisha. Perhaps they could have got a consolation goal, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. They're going to go home empty-handed tonight. Junaid, your final remarks on this game as we finish here
They
in
have been
the
absolutely
capital
professional, East Bengal
arena.
FC, because they have done the job, did exactly what they came here to do, 3 points in the bag, and they have their campaign up and running, because they didn't start on the right side of the result in the previous edition, but this time around they have managed those 3 points early on, and those 3 points would definitely give them a lot of confidence going into their next fixture. For Odisha, and that says the ref. It's
Yep, that is the end of the game, Junaid. That was an incredible game, to be honest with you guys. It's 2-0, and well, East Bengal have taken 3 crucial points from the Capital Football Arena here in Bhubaneswar in Odisha. It's been a fantastic game of football. Goals by Shibani and Margaret to give East Bengal a 2-0 victory. So, Junaid, I'm going to leave you with your remarks and the stats following up. Do share what you think about this game, and of course then move on to the stats, because you are our expert when it comes down to statistics.
Well, it was an incredible performance from East Bengal, and there you can have a look at it. 54% of the ball was enjoyed by East Bengal FC compared to 46%. 9 shots taken by East Bengal, with 7 landing on target and resulting in 2 goals. 2 shots are on target for Sports Odisha. 5 fouls for East Bengal, 4 for Odisha. And just 1 yellow card. Has been a clean game, no red cards, 2 corners for Sports Odisha and none for East Bengal. 5 shots taken for Sports Odisha, 3 by Manisha Nayak. Oram got 1 from inside the box and 1 from Sahu from out of the range, from 30 yards out. 9 shots for East Bengal FC. Devi contributing with 4 out of them. 2 for Cindy, 1 for Mamta from left side, 1 for Shibani from outside the 30-yard, and 1 for Sulanjana, who came in as a sub. So that's the final result. 4 fouls as well for Sports Odisha with 1, and Sahu with the other 1. For East Bengal, there were 5 fouls conceded by them. Devi with 2, Sarita, Sathi and Trisha with 1 foul each.
So, Junaid, much appreciated. I do thank you for bringing this game alive with the statistics and with all your experience and knowledge of the game of football. I do really appreciate and thank you for that. From us here at the Combox in the Capital Football Arena in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, it's been a pleasure from myself, Joel Williams, and my co-commentator, Junaid Ahmed. Till Thursday, when we'll see you guys again for that Hops and Gokulam game live from the Ambedkar Stadium in Delhi. Till then, stay safe, take care, have a fantastic Sunday, and may God bless you all.
ଲାଗୁଛି କାଲି ଜିତିବ
ହେଲା